Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. Welcome back to you.
Thank you very much. We're going to be taking your calls for Dr. Zorba Pastor a little later this hour, but it has been nearly a week since a deadly gas explosion in downtown Sun Prairie, and we are about to hear from police as they provide an update on the investigation. Yes,
the Sun Prairie Police are providing an update on the explosion. Right now, we're going to go to Sun Prairie Live. The explosion, of course, destroyed several buildings downtown. Let's go to Sun Prairie now.
Today that we have interpreters for the deaf community here. For those of you who do not know, Captain Barr's parents are deaf, and they have had a lot of support and are very involved in the deaf community. What we learned through this process is that we need to make sure that deaf interpreter services are available when doing formal media conferences events, especially when someone who was impacted by an event like this is deaf. I want to personally apologize to the parents of Captain Barr and those in the deaf community for not having an interpreter there for our two formal press conferences last Wednesday morning and afternoon. Please be assured that that was not intentional on our part. We have learned from this, and we will get better in the future regarding this subject and this process. So again, my personal apologies for not having those services available during this event. All right, let's talk about where we're at in the investigation. What I can tell you right now that the investigation is still very much an ongoing process. We have made a lot of progress and we're moving forward, but we're not 100% there yet. All right, so because of that, I can't speak to any of the particulars of this investigation. What I can tell you is that hopefully within the next few days, and I say days and not weeks, within the next few days, we will be in a position where, first of all, we can turn over the scene that's fenced in right now. We can turn that over for investigative purposes, meaning there will not be a need for evidence preservation. However, that does not mean that the investigation will be concluded. That does not, the releasing the scene is not tying into the completing of the investigation. There is still a lot of work that our investigators need to do. These get conducted in phases. We have the on-site evidence retrieval, trying to put together exactly what happened. We're talking to a lot of people that have been involved in this. And when we get all that information, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna look at all of the interviews, the reports, the evidence, all right? And our investigative team is gonna make an assessment. And they're gonna make an assessment if we're going to go down the realm of this, any recommendation of criminal charges or not. That's really the question that we need to answer. But understand this, for respect out of Captain Barr's family, out of respect for the people who were injured in this situation, out of respect for the business owners who lost businesses, out of respect to those folks who were displaced from their homes, lost their homes, I'm not going to provide any detailed information or questions about contractors, businesses, anything like that. I know some of you have been reporting on that, and that's fine, but just understand I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want us to get in the speculative game until we have all our facts at the very end, all right? And once we have that, we need to make the determination how this happened, why this happened, and quite frankly, so that we can avoid this ever happening again in the future. Until we are 100% there with all that very last fact, I please ask that you respect the fact that we cannot release any of that information. We are not going to compromise this very involved and very, very important investigation. All right, let's talk about building damage assessment and rebuilding efforts. Rapid assessment has been completed of the immediate structures of the buildings. I can tell you right now, buildings that have been completely destroyed, the Barr House, Razor Sharp Screen Printing, American Realtors. There's an American Family Insurance building that was in there that was completely destroyed. Glass Nickel Pizza, the vacant Water Tower Chop House, and some of the apartments that were above these businesses that have been completely destroyed. I will be providing a list and we'll send that out via electronic mail and on our website and on our Facebook page of the current status of all the business in both those blocks as far as if they're open for business, if they're closed for business, or if it's unknown. Okay, all right?
That's six buildings destroyed, is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is correct. 6 businesses, yep. I'm sorry? All right, Joe Pawalka building is also, okay, I don't have that on my list, but thank you for sharing that. So that would be 7 then, yep.
7, it's Bar House, American Realtors, Razor Sharp, Glass Nickel, Water Tower, Chop House. American Family, is that a separate building, or are they in?
I believe that was an office inside the professional building.
Office inside the professional building, so when the professional building was destroyed.
So 6 buildings.
Yes. Yep.
So, is American Realtors and American Family within one building?
Can you
The
click?
professional building has been referred to as a multi-tenant building, yes, so that, they were both in that structure.
Did everybody catch that?
7 buildings or 7 businesses?
6 buildings, 7 businesses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, it's still, again, Bar House.
Razor Sharp Screen Printing, American Realtors, American Family Insurance,
All in one
Glass
building.
Nickel Pizza, Water Tower Chop House, and Joe Pawalka. So that would be 7 on my account.
You owned a single-family home, I believe, next to Harriman's Water Tower Chop House. So it wasn't a business. It was
All right, there we go. 6 businesses, 1 resident. So I'm glad.
Bar House, professional building, Razor Sharp, Glass Nickel, Water Tower, that's 5 structures, correct?
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
Thank you. That's I want to make sure we get the correct information here. So I appreciate you guys asking those questions and understand this. I'm going to get you as most accurate information as possible.
They're not salvageable. They're going to be torn down.
They're classified as destroyed. All right. We did have one building, which is the old City Hall building, that's inside our restricted zone. We did have our building inspection team go in and check the structural integrity of that along with an insurance company. They were the only insurance company right now that were allowed to go in to check the status of that building because that building was very close to where we had the majority of our evidence preservation, and we wanted to make sure that that evidence wasn't going to be compromised if something were to happen to that building, and obviously the safety of our investigators who were working that site. So that was one building. It was determined that the primary damage is to the roof. The brick facade is stable, so that primary damage is isolated to the roof. There is some danger of some loose materials maybe falling. That's why if those of you have been filming or coming up to the fence site, you'll see our investigators wearing hard helmets. It's for that reason. That is our old City Hall building. Question's been asked, can this fence be tightened up? Right now it can, as long as our investigators are out there working on determining if this is going to go the realm of criminal or not. Once we've made that decision and we remove ourselves, that'll be turned over to our city building inspection, all right? And then they'll be making the determination if that fence can shrink. It sounds like there's a good possibility that it can be done, but I don't. More information will be communicated as soon as that decision is made. If we can start decreasing the perimeter where we're at. What I understand from talking to Representative We Energy's, underground utilities appear to be in very good condition. Understand that utilities will need to be fixed before any road construction can be completed. As it relates to road construction and just highway diversion and street diversion, the Department of Transportation wants to do a press conference later this week. That will be the logistics for that, and the time and place for that will be determined through our city administrator's office. So just understand that representatives from Department of Transportation want to speak to all of you sometime mid to end of this week. Once we're able to start cleaning up, once the investigative component is completely finished and we can remove ourselves from that site, our building inspection, our public works folks are going to go through the rubble piles. We understand people have personal belongings that they lost that are out there somewhere in that rubble. It's going to be a long process, but we're going to be going through and clean. And I say we, I'm talking about representatives from the city and also private contractors that the city has worked with to go through and start cleaning up and trying to find those personal belongings. Understand and please appreciate it's going to be a long process, but we're also very conscious of people's belongings that they've expressed interest in, and we're going to do whatever we can to try to find that for them. Can the community help clean up? That is a question that we've been getting a lot of. I appreciate folks asking if they can clean up that area, but right now the city's going to be contracting with private contractors to do that, and also our city public works folks. It's just too dangerous right now for us to ask for any volunteers to help and start cleaning up inside that perimeter zone when we're able to do so. Go back to what We Energies, they've been doing some random gas leak surveys. They're not finding any gas leakage, so that's very good news. They have tagged places that are ready for gas, so they're continuing to work on that, and they'll be communicating with the appropriate business owners on that. The downtown systems are tight, meaning there's no gas leaks. They've been checked with handhelds, no gas orders. Things have been relit over the weekend on that outside that secured zone. Business owners and residents are still able to request to go inside the perimeter zone, inside the restricted area, but they still have to go through that process of meeting at the intersection of Angel and Columbus. One of our police officers will meet them along with the fire department representative. We'll find out what their request is. If it's something that can be honored, we'll escort them in and get them into their appropriate building to deal with any needs that they have. But we will be assessing that. We're not guaranteeing it, but we'll assess it. Understand that when we, and I say we, I'm talking about our investigators, the police department and our agents from the Department of Criminal Investigations that have been helping us out greatly with this. Once we are finished with our on-site investigation process, that process of folks wanting to get inside that secured perimeter can still happen, but now they'll be making that request through the fire department. We will remove ourselves as a police department from that. The outside that secured perimeter area is fine for anybody to go up to. You can go right up to the fence. The businesses that are outside that fenced area are fine for people to go into. We're just restricting access and what we're doing inside that fence perimeter. And I just want to reiterate that. I think that's known, but I want to make sure everyone understands that. All right, let's talk about the community response and what our Sunshine Place is doing and Red Cross. The Red Cross is pulled out. They pulled out on Friday, as you understand that they're more of a disaster relief for immediate needs. The shelter has been closed up at the high school, but they had asked that if there's someone who hasn't received assistance, that they call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Now, they have not had anyone call since Friday looking for additional assistance. Wait until that motorcycle gets out of the way. But if there is a need, they're asked to call that number. All donations are now being handled by the Sunshine Place, which is a local organization here in Sun Prairie. Jeff Wilkins State Farm is accepting donations. St. Vincent de Paul is accepting and will give vouchers. Cards Closet and our Sunshine Place are accepting toiletries and brand new clothing. They ask that people also call 211 to get any updates on appropriate phone numbers, emergency contacts, charitable organizations, what have you, to help those folks that have been displaced. The Red Cross reported that there were 66 overnight stays during this event. Over 100 people registered the first couple of nights of the event. Health Services had 182 contacts, 197 disaster mental health contacts. There was over 1,000 meals and snacks served over those couple of days of the event. That would be Tuesday night into Wednesday and Thursday and into Friday. 592 meals within the shelter were served. 1,387 snacks were given out. That's water, granola bars, food, etc. All Red Cross donations are going to the General Disaster Relief Fund. If folks want to make and donate specific donations dedicated to this event here in Sun Prairie, they're asked to do that through the Bank of Sun Prairie. To date, now that transition has been made to our Sunshine Place, to date, Sunshine Place has met with 22 households, approximately 58 people who have been displaced due to this tragedy. All have temporary places to stay. Case managers from Sunshine Place are reaching out to them shortly with potential housing leads. This is the Sunshine Place's #1 priority. The Sunshine Place wants to report they don't need any more food right now. They're really good with food. They have enough resources to supply the families at the moment. As these families get housed, Sunshine Place will reach out to the community to ask for assistance on specific needs and items. They're good right now, but that could be coming later as these folks get housed. If someone wants to help right now, what the Sunshine Place is asking, that financial donations to the Bank of Sun Prairie is the preferred route to go. And they'll make sure that it gets helped. Those funds are helped for those folks who are going to get into permanent housing. If there is a family that's within that restricted zone and is currently displaced and has not reached the Sunshine Place, meaning there's somebody out there that we're not aware of and the Sunshine Place is not aware of, we are encouraging you that you call Joanna Cervantes, and I will spell her last name. It's C-E-R, V as in Victor, A-N-T-E-S. She is the director of the Sunshine Place, and she would like a phone call at her cell phone number, which is 608-514-6210. Real quickly, I will touch on our local emergency services and where we're at. We as a police department have asked for outside law enforcement to help us with scene security of that perimeter fence. Once we make the determination, again, that there's no need for an evidentiary purpose for that security fence, we're going to ask our partners from the law enforcement community that have helped us out that they can go back to their communities, and we're going to relinquish law enforcement control of that perimeter fence. That will be handled through the city administrator's office, determining if they want to use private security, if they want to use city employees, but the police department and law enforcement will not be responsible for perimeter fencing. EMS was back to normal on Thursday. Our fire department, as of today at 1 p.m., their Station 2 is up and running independently, and Station 1, beginning 6 a.m. tomorrow, will be running solo. All the local fire, the area fire departments that came and helped us out during this tragedy, they will be leaving, and again, I know a lot of appreciation for those area fire departments helping us out. It's again, with what the fire department had to deal with this past week. All right, but things are getting back to normal, and that's an important message to convey. I also will finally refer folks to our City of Sun Prairie website, cityofsunprairie.com/Sun Prairie Strong. You'll be able to find all updates, including press releases, press conferences like we're having here, appropriate phone contacts, phone numbers, GoFundMe pages, anything that has to do with this tragic event and information that we want to get out to the people who have those questions. Please go to that website again, cityofsunprairie.com/Sun Prairie Strong. All right. With that, I will open it up for any questions.
Chief, We Energies says that on average, 100 gas mains are struck yearly. What can you tell the public to assure them that going forward, if there was additional construction work to hit a gas main, that the outcome wouldn't be as disastrous?
What I said before, that's what we want to get to. So that's why it's imperative to me that I do not release any information as it relates to this investigation, because this investigation is twofold. It's number one, it's finding out exactly what happened here. Why did this happen? How did this happen? And was there any criminal negligence? We don't have the answer to that question yet. We're getting very close. Like I said, we're making a lot of progress. And I can tell you, and I'm confident telling you, we're getting very close to make that decision. But that is a question we need to answer. And trust me when I say we're not going to get into that now until we get all those facts. And once we get all those facts, that information is going to be reported and communicated. Because yes, a goal for us too is we never want to see something like this happen again. Not only in our community, but any other community out in this.
Things are getting back to normal. That is the message this afternoon from Sun Prairie Police Lieutenant Kevin Konopacki.
He has become a very familiar face following this tragedy and stepped up as quite a leader. He updated us and told us that 6 businesses and 1 residence have been destroyed, but that they're making progress, and hopefully in the next few days they're going to be able to either take down the fence or shrink the perimeter of the fence and allow people to get back to their homes and businesses.
That's determined if a criminal investigation is going to be ongoing, and that has not been determined as of right now. But they're hoping to get things back to normal. They don't need any more food donated at the Sunshine Place, or plenty of food. Any financial donations sent to the Bank of Sun Prairie.
The Sunshine Place is a very unique organization in Sun Prairie. It's sort of a one-stop shop for just about everything. There's a food pantry there. It's the point where if you need assistance with anything, housing, bills, food, you name it, the Sunshine Place is sort of ground zero for that. And they said that they dealt with 22 households, 58 people were displaced following this tragedy, so they're helping them find housing at this point.
590 92 meals served in that
Yes.
sort of time. And the Red Cross has pulled out, but if you still need help from the Red Cross, you're asked to call 1-800-RED Cross, or you can call 211 for information on all the help available out there. Also, Sun Prairie's website, Sun Prairie Strong.
We'll have a lot more coming up later this hour on our fundraiser tomorrow, our Sun Prairie Strong fundraiser, and how you can help in just a little while.
And you can write a message to the first responders and victims of last Tuesday's explosion. This paper is up at the Sun Prairie Public Library for people to sign. You can also show support to Captain Corey Barr's family on this paper. Library staff says 2 sheets this size have already been filled.
The Culvers in Sun Prairie is donating half of its sales tomorrow to the family of Captain Corey Barr. The Culvers is open from 10 tomorrow morning until midnight, and it is located right on Main Street in Sun Prairie. The movie theater in Sun Prairie is also donating half of all the popcorn sales to the Sun Prairie Disaster Relief Fund. Tuesday is also the Palace Cinema's $5 movie day deal. It's located on Hepker Road. And we have more information about other fundraisers in our area, and there are many online at channel3000.com.
And our community has been moved to action since the Sun Prairie explosion. Tomorrow, News 3 is working with the Bank of Sun Prairie to host an all-day telethon. Details about the telethon are on our website, channel3000.com. The Bank of Sun Prairie is assuring that 100% of the proceeds collected will stay in Sun Prairie, and we'll share more about how you can help in the telethon in about 20 minutes.
But still to come today on Live at 4, the other news of the day. After meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, President Trump declares a new era of relations between the U.S. and Russia.
Highlights from their meeting and reaction from members of Congress after this news conference next at 4.
President Trump held a face-to-face meeting today with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki, Finland.
The two talked for nearly 2 hours alone, except for their translators in the room. Afterwards, the two leaders held a news conference to discuss their meeting. While they had many issues to talk about, Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election dominated their joint appearance.
My people came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be.
President Trump appearing to side with Putin's denials over U.S. intelligence agencies have drawn sharp criticism from many in Washington. Former CIA Director John Brennan responded on Twitter, calling the press conference treasonous and claimed the president is in the pocket of Putin. Reaction is pouring in following the president's summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Many lawmakers from both major political parties are criticizing the president for not holding Russia responsible for meddling in the 2016 election.
I just felt like the president's comments made us look as a nation more like a pushover.
The President of the United States sided with Vladimir Putin over the unanimous assessment of the American intelligence community.
The president is putting himself.
Democrats on Capitol Hill have demanded President Trump cancel his summit with Putin after 12 Russian nationals were indicted just last week for hacking Democratic servers during the 2016 campaign. Arizona Republican Senator John McCain released a statement calling the president's presser, quote, one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president in memory. Online shoppers are clicking away as Amazon marks its 4th annual Prime Day. This year's Prime Day is longer and more ambitious than ever. Prime members have access to more than 1 million deals that include discounts on Amazon's Alexa-enabled products like the Echo, Fire TV, and Fire Tablet. And for the first time, there are Prime Day deals at Amazon's subsidiary, Whole Foods.
Stocks were mixed on Wall Street today. The Dow Industrials added nearly 45 points at the close. The Nasdaq, however, lost 20, and the S&P 500 gave up nearly 3.
It's sort of hit and miss on the Amazon website and app. It's kind of overloaded.
It's
right
crashed
now.
a couple times today, hasn't it?
Get a nice picture of a puppy, though.
I still want to get my Vitamix before the day is over. It takes a strong type of person to move forward after a disaster, and we are seeing signs of strength all over Sun Prairie.
We're also planning on helping those living in the community tomorrow with our Sun Prairie Strong Telethon. How you can get involved, that's next at 4.
Tomorrow will mark 1 week since the deadly explosion in Sun Prairie.
And News 3 is hosting an all-day telethon to help explosion victims and raise money for the community. Joining us now to talk about the telethon is our news director, Colin Benedict. Hello, Colin.
Hello.
Why did this, what is the genesis for this?
Well, how can you not be moved to act? I mean, you see the pictures and the stories that we have been documenting on our air, and the need is real in the community. And we were touched by so many viewers who reached out to us and said, what can I do to help? And we wanted to try to organize something. So it was important to us to come up with something where we knew all of the donations that were going to be made would be staying local. And so with the Bank of Sun Prairie and their disaster relief fund, we know that if you make a contribution, that's going to be used to help people in Sun Prairie. And I think that's really critical. I mean, there's so many people that need help right now. And all of us want to help, but sometimes we don't know how to. So we're going to start at 4:30 in the morning with a telethon. So get up early, set your alarm clock, get on get on the phone, and you know, $5 makes a difference, $10 makes a difference.
We just heard from the lieutenant that money is what they need right now.
Absolutely.
They don't need food, they don't need clothing, they need cash.
And you know, that's the reality of the situation. And we all, you know, you do what you think you can do, right? You know, if you know, you have to do something you're comfortable with, and if it's something you want to do, this is an opportunity to help. And we wanted to help kind of provide that. So we'll start at 4:30 in the morning during our newscast on News 3 this morning. We'll go all the way till 10:30 at night. And hopefully, you know, even a few dollars would make a big difference.
You know, it's interesting, something like this sort of makes you realize that this could be any of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it could happen to any one of us, and when something, you know, your life can change on a dime and everything can be different, and when that happens, you want to know that people have your back. And, you know, there's been such a beacon of light to see the way everyone has responded to this. We're going to be in Sun Prairie all day tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody and talking to everybody and doing our part to help everything get back to normal and help the community recover.
Right, and that will take time and money and effort, and we won't solve everything in one day, but if we can do a little bit here and a little bit there, I think it can really make a big difference.
Looking forward to helping out. 4:30 a.m. tomorrow until 10:30.
Yeah,
exactly.
I might not be seeing every one of the cut-ins, but we'll see most of them. All right, tune in tomorrow and donate.
And also on Channel 3000 all the time.
If you want to donate, you can easily go to Channel 3000 and find a link there and make a donation right now.
All right. Thank you,
Colin,
Colin.
thank you.
Looking forward to it. We'll be right back. Gary has your full forecast.
If you've been outside, you've noticed the humidity levels are coming down across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are still warm, but the humidity levels are coming down. And the first evidence of that was the morning clouds that we had this morning on the time lapse from the Edgewater Sky Cam gave way to clearing skies by late morning, and then we had bright sunshine for the afternoon. Because as the humidity left, so did a lot of the cloud cover. And here's the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison. A pretty scene on the southern end of Lake Mendota. Current conditions right now, 82 degrees. Winds now out of the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour. Dew point temperatures this time yesterday were in the 70s. Right now, 56 and continuing to fall. Temperatures are still in the 80s through much of the state. Milwaukee at 88 degrees. Superior, the cool spot, at 78. But take a look at the dew points. Those 70-degree plus dew points from about the southern suburbs of Chicago southward. Mainly 50-degree dew points across Wisconsin, and that will lead to a cooler night tonight. On weather tracking, you can see the skies have cleared out very nicely here. The jet stream just bringing in that drier air from the north and west, and that'll give us a couple of nice days of weather. This cold front here, not much of an effect on temperatures, although it is a little cooler up in northern portions of Minnesota, but it continues to dry out the air. And on future track, that northwesterly wind flow will give us nice weather for tomorrow and probably Wednesday as well. Next chance of showers and thunderstorms will arrive later in the day on Thursday into Friday, and then temperatures will be a little warmer as we head into the weekend. Our forecast for tonight, mostly clear, cooler, and less humid, low temperature dropping to 59. Tomorrow should be a mostly sunny and pleasantly warm day with a high temperature of 80. So we look at future track, that northwesterly wind continues to bring in the drier air. Temperatures drop into the upper 50s overnight. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, high temperatures around 80. Tomorrow night, it'll be mostly clear, a little cool with low temperatures in the mid 50s, and then high temperatures back to around 80 on Wednesday with partly sunny skies. 7 to 10 day forecast calls for temperatures to remain on the cool or cooler than normal side for Thursday and Friday with some shower and thunderstorm chances from Thursday afternoon into Friday. Slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm Saturday. And then a little warmer as we head into the early part of next week, but that's followed by another cool down with high temperatures back in the upper 70s for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. As we come back, we'll take a look at our pet of the week.
us a live look at the boats outside the Memorial Union on the Lake Mendota. Beautiful day out today. Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here. Welcome to you.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
Who did you bring today?
I've got the beautiful Miss Sandy.
Oh, good, right on
Who's got
cue.
a lot to say about it.
Tell us about her.
So Sandy is kind of a younger adult. We don't have an exact age on her, but she is so playful and so outgoing that I think she's probably more in that like 2 to 4 year range.
Such a pretty
Yes.
orange tabby. Her eyes match the color of her coat, too.
And she was surrendered?
Yep, she was. She wasn't quite getting along with the other kitty in the house. I think she was maybe a little too rambunctious with her. So we're looking for a home for Sandy where she could probably be the only cat in the house, or you need to be prepared for a real slow introduction for them.
She is just beautiful.
And from all of our volunteers, they said she is friendly and social. She loves to play, and she's a little chatty, as you can tell. So, but I love that in a kitty. They're great company and a lot of fun.
And this is a little stressful out here, so she's doing okay.
She's doing very well.
She is doing a great job, and when she settles in, she has a motor on her too. That purr you can hear across the room.
Oh, I love that too.
I do too.
All right, you have a way people can help you financially.
Yeah, a really easy way right now. A couple clicks on the computer, and you can help DCHS potentially win $30,000 through the Bissell Pet Foundation. So you can go to giveshelter.org. We're going to have that link there for the Support the Shelters. That grand prize, again, $30,000. All you have to do is a couple clicks and nominate Dane County Humane Society.
Just vote.
Yep, just vote.
What about our sweet Meg from last time with the spotted ears?
Sweet Meg. She is still available. She is over at the main shelter. Again, she may not be back in the kennels though, because she likes to hang out with me in my office. So just ask for her in the adoption center.
She came from down south. She's a friendly girl.
She's a great
So
dog.
she's at the main shelter, and Sandy here is over at our adoption center west.
Okay, good to know.
All right, let's get Sandy a home, and what's the other one? Meg a home
Miss
too.
Meg, yep.
All right, go to the website giveshelter.org for information on all the critters available. 838-0413, the number to call. Thanks, Marissa.
Well, thank you.
Thanks to see you. Good to see you.
All right, it's time to get your medical questions answered. The number to call 270-9933.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is standing by live at his clinic in Oregon. There he is. Hi, Zorba. What are we talking about today?
Hi, guys. We're going to talk about what to do for those itchy bug bites.
All right, that's coming up. 270-9933, the number to call. It's time to get your medical questions answered. Dr. Zorba Pastor taking your calls at 270-9933. Joins us live now from his clinic in Oregon. Hi, Zorba.
Hi, Zorba.
Hi, great to be here.
I'll tell you, the mosquitoes, they're something.
Oh, they are absolutely incredible. So I figured, instead of going with the latest thing to do, we should review again what we do when we get bit by those mosquitoes, because they can be simply awful. So the first thing you do is, if you have trouble at night sleeping, Benadryl, generic Benadryl, is beyond doubt the best antihistamine on the market. It really works. And 25 to 50 milligrams at bedtime can make a huge difference, not expensive, and often that's enough to get rid of the itching throughout the day. If you want to take it during the day, about a third of the people can tolerate it. About 2/3 of the people find it makes them too sleepy. So in the daytime, what you want to do is take a non-sedating antihistamine. And generic Zyrtec, Z-Y-R-T-E-C, is really the best one on the market. It does the best job. So you take one of those or even two of those a day during the daytime with a Benadryl at bedtime. And then there's always that old standby of putting calamine lotion on the bites of your little kids. Although my kids always called that clown medicine because it made them look like a clown. And that's basically it. Indeed is, of course, the best stuff to put in your clothing. It just smells, but permethrin, which you can spray on your clothes themselves, does not have the same smell and often works even better.
All right, great advice.
I take a generic Zyrtec every day.
Do you?
All year round.
So a little preventative.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
let's go to the phones. We will start with Tom in Edgerton. Hi, Tom. What's your question?
Hi, my question is I suffer from hammer toes, and I was wondering, is there a good treatment for stretching them to relax them, or how to cure them or fix them?
Sure. Well, first of all, curing them or fixing them means going to a podiatrist or an orthopedic surgeon to get those toes straightened out. Painful, uncomfortable, it's surgery, and it costs money. So the first thing you want to do is look at a good shoe that has a wide shoe box. A shoe box is the center of the shoe where basically your toes are. Make sure it's big enough, it's wide enough so that your toes can sort of move around, and that's very important for hammer toes. The other thing to do is double sock. Now, even in weather like this, if you wear a thin inside sock, as thin as you can buy them, the socks you get in camping stores, they're called non-friction socks. And if you double sock, they often will make those toes feel better because they reduce the friction in the shoe. And those are about the things you can do.
And no bare feet, right?
And no bare feet. That's right. Not good for you.
You always talk about not going around with bare feet.
But that's usually for plantar fasciitis,
it's really
right?
Well, plantar fasciitis, but frankly, going around with a good solid shoe like a Crocs or a good shoe which is a sandal, which ends up having some sort of a support in it, very good for the feet. We should not walk barefoot on the ground if we have any pain in our feet at all, unless you're a little child, in which case you can do that all you want.
That's right. All right, let's go to Dawn in Madison. She's our next caller. Dawn, go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to mention with mosquito bites, I have been saved. I found this out last year. That vinegar will neutralize the mosquito venom or the bite.
Sure.
And as soon as you get bit, rub vinegar on it. It takes the sting away, takes the itch away, and it takes swelling away almost within 12 couple hours.
Really?
It is. That is a great idea, and that's really a very traditional folk remedy. You smell like Easter eggs when you do that, but it really does help.
Well, it's fabulous. I've had cellulitis, penicillin shots in the rump because it got so bad, and when I thought about the vinegar, and I'm like, oh my God, this saved my life.
Vinegar is a very good point. Thank you so much for sharing that. Those folk remedies really make a difference in something like this.
And then you can have a nice salad afterwards. But the best thing for bites is preventing them in the first place, right?
That's right. DEET, permethrin on your body, that makes a difference. Stay away from all perfumes. All of that will make a difference. And you don't want to stay indoors. The weather is just too nice.
Yeah, but they are vicious out there. All right. Thank you, everyone, for calling in. We are out of time. Zorba, thank you.
Thanks, Zorba. Good to see you.
A pleasure.
See you next time.
See you guys.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up. A little relief out there.
Yeah, take a look at the temperatures. I mean, they're still warm. 82 right now in Madison, 88 in Milwaukee. But look at the dew point temperatures.
Nice.
62 in Milwaukee, 56 here in Madison. And those temperatures will continue to fall. Look for low temperatures tonight dropping into the upper 50s by early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, a high temperature of around 80. Lots of sunshine there, so looking good.
All right, maybe open the windows a little bit.
I think so.
All right, thanks, Gary. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll tell you how you can help the community of Sun Prairie heal with our telethon.
And Angie Horkin from the Beef Council will be here with some great steak recipes for you to try. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.